area in the world of New York Shakespeare, let us head over to the realm of books. We will ask our second guest of the evening, and that is going to be our friend Raf Lindia. Raf, I'm going to send you an invite to join me here live on Instagram. Raf Lindia is an internationally renowned writer. Hello, Raf. How are you,
Hey,
sir?
hi. Good evening. Thank you
Good
for
evening,
having
sir.
me tonight.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to speak with you face to face, whatever that means in the world of Instagram and FaceTime and all those things. So Raf, you are a writer. You have many books to your credit. How many books have you published thus far?
Four in Italian. This is the first in English, and then the fifth is coming out next year. It's in editing right now.
Okay, all right. So you've been primarily releasing the books in Italy, or you've been releasing them here in Italian?
They were all released in Italy until 2 years ago, and finally, this fourth of my five novels was translated in English. And it took 2 years for editing, translation, and everything. And now finally, it's a week that is out on Amazon so far. So that's it.
Okay, all right. So I think in all of your books, this is the fifth. There's one character that is the main detective, kind of almost like a James Bond or like that kind of character that he's or you know like the main hero in a different book series. There's one the detective who is the main character, and he continues from novel to novel to novel, right?
Yes. But you can read every novel separately. It's not a problem for that. This one, it's about, we are here for this reason. It's about a mystery about Shakespeare, and it's something that regard the Kroll-Lanza theory. I don't know if anybody heard about that, like the theory where it says that Shakespeare was indeed Italian and
Hmm.
Sicilian. And this is because I don't know if you ever heard about the Florio family. And I was reading about this. The truth is that I was in a convention 7 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I was there. I was invited to this convention for a book sign of one of my oldest books.
Mm-hmm.
And I was there, and there was like this oldest academic professor from many Italian universities that they were talking about Sicily, Messina in particular,
Mm-hmm.
and they were talking about the fact that Shakespeare, there's many coincidences that Shakespeare maybe was Michelangelo Florio, the son of John Florio, a famous Italian writer back in the 1500s.
Okay.
So I was listening to this thing. I said, like I never heard about this. I heard about many other theories. That
Mm-hmm.
there's maybe 90 different theories about the real origin of Shakespeare.
Right.
So I was listening to this story, and I was very fascinated about the idea about the coincidence between the two characters.
Mm-hmm.
And so casually, 2 months later, I found myself in London, and a friend of mine said, "You want to go up to Stop Above Avon?" And I said, yes, I want to go. I want to check out. I want to see like where Shakespeare grew up. And I arrived there. I don't know if you ever been there. It's like the Disneyland of Shakespeare. The whole
Right.
it's the Othello bar. There's the Romeo and Juliet bed and breakfast and whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
you walk around this town, and in the end, I arrived into the Trinity Church, where he's there, buried under the altar of the church, and next to him there is this like plexiglass box, and there was his birth certificate, April 1500, whatever. William Shakespeare was baptized in this church, and I said, like, we really have few words. We have really few evidence of the life of Shakespeare, but we have his birth certificate.
Right.
So I was like very triggered about this story. And flying back, I was thinking, by the way, I'm a crime books writer.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, we will never know the truth about this. It's like
Right. Right.
500 years. And I was thinking about the fact that, and if anybody will find a proof of this, of the real origins of Shakespeare.
Mm-hmm.
So in that moment, the inspiration arrived. So I said, I can write something about what will happen if somebody found the proof of the real origin of Shakespeare. So I build a crime story around it, and and Shakespeare Conspiracy of Silence came out. That's like, here, this is the first copy they sent to me, my editor sent it to me. And it came out pretty nice. Was published in Italy 3 years ago.
Hmm.
A big success. I was in tour there for 45 days,
Wow.
around 25 cities in Italy. It was
Hmm.
amazing. So I decided to publish it, translate it, and edit it professionally, obviously. My
Hmm.
English, like you hear, is not perfect. I want to reassure everybody that the book is translated and edited professionally. And nothing. It's just a week ago. It just came out in
That's
the U.S.
fantastic.
market, and I'm here, thrilled and excited about the results, obviously,
But you've been living
already
in New York for some time now, right?
since 2014. Yes,
So you've been here for some time, but you've been publishing all your books in Italy. So
yes.
it's a big thing to have one of your books that you published there translated and brought over here to the New York market. I'm sure it's a very competitive market to enter your book into here.
Yeah, obviously, I'm a rookie here. I'm nobody. It's like the first book is like a little, the first time author in New York, and it's a big challenge for me. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk tonight in this live. And yes, we'll see. I have some follower. You saw
Hmm.
that, and let's see what happened.
So just in from the perspective of trying to get your content out there. This is something that, whether it's theater, whether it's film, whether it's whatever, it's, as you say, there's so much out there, and you're kind of like a rookie. You're kind of in this world. In Italy, you've already made a big impact, but in this world, you haven't really put your foot out there yet. Just this
Yes.
past week, you put it out. How do you get your book out there into a crowded marketplace? Do you have a team that's like a PR team? What's the process of getting your book out there and trying to make a splash?
First of all, I have a marketing manager that is helping me with that,
Hmm.
and beside of that, it's really friends. It's really social media. Social media. It's like the big instrument. It's Amazon, and not only that. Like after a week, I really have big results on the sales, and I love it. I'm like excited about that. But the most important thing is that the sales become good reviews,
Right.
and that's the only thing can help. Like, if you want to support, I was writing this in one of my posts, if you want to really support an author, it's not only buying the book, it's also reviewing it and like sharing your thoughts about it,
Right.
sharing the content. That's a big, this is a big help. It's a very hard kind of art. It's not like
Hmm.
being a painter or a sculptor. You paint a canvas that's one piece, you find somebody that love it and will buy it for the price of the value. When it comes to writing, you have to sell many, 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 many copies to have like a satisfaction.
Right.
So it's a long journey, and I'm like excited, I'm ready, and it was 3 years that I was waiting for this moment. So I'm like all totally focused on it. And by the way, after the first week, I'm pretty satisfied about the results for being a rookie in New York. Let's say
That's
that.
great. That's great. How long did it take you to actually write the book?
This book took like 5 years
Wow.
because after 3 years I stopped and I was not satisfied about it because after my first trilogy I was looking for something very strong, a
What a great
big impact.
expression. A thrillergy. That's fantastic.
Yeah, and I was looking for something to make the wow effect, in
Hmm.
one of my books. I was something better than what I was writing before. You have to always do better. So I was not satisfied. I stopped. I took my time. I was thinking about something to change something. And 3 years ago, I, I changed a lot of things about the book. And then in the end, I gave it to my editor in Italy because it was in
Hmm.
Italian, obviously. And she said, wow. When she said wow, I said, okay, I did the wow effect.
Right.
So I made it. So in the end, I had amazing reviews in Italy, and like I have a 5-star rating on Amazon for the Italian copy, the Italian version. And now let's see if we can keep this in English too.
Fantastic. So it sounds to me Like it's something like just to take two very broad concepts. It's something like the Da Vinci Code meets the Shakespeare Authorship Question, and you put those two together,
They
right? Something along those lines.
many people said that it reminds the Da Vinci Code, and because it's that it's a contemporary thriller, but
International
that
thriller.
international and contemporary, and but it goes back in time, on a
Hmm.
mystery of 500. In the Vinci Code is 2,000 years before. In the Shakespeare Conspiracy of Silence, it's like 500 years back, and it's anyway. It's fascinating also because this is flashback. This is back and forth between 1500 and also the middle of the 1900. For other reason, I can't say that right
Hmm.
today, because you can't really say what when it's come to a thriller. You can really talk about the book, because the twists start right in the beginning. So, but yeah, I suggest to read it, and then you will tell me.
Sounds great. Sounds great. All right. So, where can people go to check out your book, Shakespeare: Conspiracy of Silence?
They can find it on Amazon, but also
Hmm.
the link is on my bio, and it's on Amazon. It's on Kindle, so it's easy. And soon will be also an audiobook. And I am.
Fantastic.
It's a very, very famous award winner actor from London that is narrating the book and the audiobook. I'm very excited about that.
Fantastic.
And but it's taking a little bit of time, obviously, and will
Sure.
be before Christmas will be available also in the audiobook.
Fantastic. All right. Well, I can't wait to check it out. Raf, I thank you very much for joining us here tonight and lending us your time, and I wish you all the best with the book.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right. It's a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Bye.
All right. So that was Raffaele Lindia of the new book, the international crime thriller Shakespeare Conspiracy of Silence. It's almost like the Da Vinci Code meets the Shakespeare Authorship Question, and the his recurring detective character is on an international hunt to find out the truth about Shakespeare. Sounds exciting to me. Definitely go check it out. Again, at the end of the program, I will save the entire program into our IGTV area. And in the comments or in the tagline at the end of that summary of the program, I will have links to all of our guests so you can go and check out all the projects that we're discussing here tonight. So we've already spoken with our friends from 2B Productions about their short film 2B, which is has wrapped its photography. It's in the editing stage. We just spoke with Raf Lindia about his book, Shakespeare: Conspiracy of Silence. Now that we've handled